Jaya Radha Madhava. Little louder. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari. All of us. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari 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 Yashodhanandana Jaya Vraja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodhanandana Jaya Jaya Yashodhanandana Jaya Vraja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodhanandana Jaya Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodhanandana Jaya Vraja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodhanandana Jaya Vraja Jana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yamuna Chari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe, Jaya Radha Gopinath Radhe, Jaya Radha Govinda Radhe, Jaya Govinda Radha Govinda, Jaya Radha Govinda Radhe, Jaya Radha Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Jaya Radha Govinda Govinda Radhe, Jaya Radha Govinda Radha, Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radhe, Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Najnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadate Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sa Advaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jetam Surato Pangor Momanda Matergate Matsarvaswa Padam Bhojau Radha Madana Mohanau Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastau Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Peshthalibhi Sevvimanos Prami Shriman Rasa Rasarambhi Vamshi Vata Tatastitaha Karshan Venu Sunair Gopir Gopinataha Shri Stunaha Hare Krishna. Come ahead. We'll be discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, especially on the occasion of appearance of Radha Kunda. It's such an auspicious day today, and it's our greatest possible fortune in our lives that we are here in the association of devotees and discussing about Krishna, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, singing Hare Krishna mantra, Damodara Ashtakam, offering. So, we will first discuss what made this most beautiful creation in the entirety of existence, including the spiritual existence, Radha Kunda. So, on a very special day in Vrindavan, this is towards the later half of Krishna's pastimes. Srimad Bhagavatam explains that after this pastime has taken place, there were very few days which Krishna remained in Vrindavan. So very few days. It's almost towards the end of Krishna's stay in Vrindavan. There was this great demon, Asura, who came in the form of a bull. Now, if we just tell that, oh, there is a Rakshasa who came in the form of a bull, you will not be able to understand how big he is. He was so big that his tail and his hump on the back, they were in the clouds. You can imagine, there were like clouds hovering around it. Clouds thought that this is a mountain. So the clouds were, they were hovering around the hump and the tail of this gigantic bull. And it attacked Vrindavan with a single motive. I want to go and kill Krishna. Bhagavatam explains that just with the hoof print, it was creating so much of turmoil, creating so much of agony in the hearts of people, creating so much of sound that those who were faint-hearted, they got heart attack. And those who were carrying pregnant ladies, they got miscarriage. It was like unbearable amount of sound this guy is producing. And all the Vrijvasis, they were like, as is witnessed in many other places also, whenever there is some things which is really like they can't really understand what's going on, they would take shelter of Krishna. So they just started taking shelter of Krishna by shouting, Krishna, Krishna, please come. And Krishna was playing with his friends, heard the calling of his dear devotees, and just comes in front of this bull. And he started telling that, you're such a insignificant creature that you are powerless. He started humiliating the guy. And Krishna, Bhagavatam explains that Krishna just started, he just ignored. Somebody who is having a lot of ego, if they get ignored, it's the worst thing anybody can do that. And Krishna just ignored. And Bhagavatam explains, he just very like, how to say, in a very, very casual way. He just stood with his one arm on a friend's shoulder, like this, and just relaxing. And he's just ridiculing the other guy. He got so angry. And when he started attacking, Krishna was doing like this. Come, right? Let's fight. And the guy just charged. Krishna just lifted him effortlessly and just threw him away. And this was really a big shock for the guy. He just couldn't anticipate what's going to happen next. Anyway, he had to fight. So just charged again. This time, Krishna, with his hand and leg, just knocked the bull down, removed the horn. It had horns. Bulls have horns. It's a really big horn. He just plugged it out. How many of us have seen like washermen washing on the riverside in India and on the lakeside, riverside? Anybody have seen how they wash? They like take the big cloths, just keep beating it. You have seen this? You know this, Paula? And just in a few beatings, all the dirt is just gone. They put the soap before, right? They just, so Bhagavatam gives this example, which means people were also doing that time. Right? Because he just takes the horn, he has already plugged it out, and started beating like somebody's washing clothes. In a few blows, the guy just started vomiting blood and died. And people were amazed. It was like a brutal murder. Krishna just murdered heavy. Of course, it was a demon. And all the devatas are showering flowers on Krishna, glorifying Krishna. Amazing Krishna, great job. And people are like coming and celebrating the whole incidents. And eventually Krishna met the gopis. And what happened between them, we will study from Srimad Bhagavatam. And right after that, Narada Muni went to tell Kamsa that you need to do something else. This is not working out. Right? We know only a few pastimes. Srimad Bhagavatam describes around 40 chapters or so, Krishna being in Vrindavan. Out of which some demonic people's killings have been discussed. We read about Putana, Trinavarta, Shakatasura, right? Keshi, Vyomasura, Aghasura. Right? Some people have it, but this was daily habit for Krishna. Just before lunch, every day he would go herd cows eventually. Just kill. Because Kamsa would send. So every day Krishna would kill somebody or the other. Demons, I mean. So we know a few, but eventually towards this story, Kamsa's talk was over more or less. Only two were remaining extra. Keshi and Vyoma, that's it. Which also got killed next day. Yeah. And then Kamsa sent Akrura to go and bring Krishna and Balaram, which we will discuss tomorrow at Ritika's place. What happens then? But today let's stick to what we're going to discuss now, the appearance of Radha Kunda. So you don't need to open your phones or anything. I'll read it because it's a very nice section. You can try to hear this with attentive minds. And then we will do a few guided meditation, visualizing our presence in Vrindavan. Okay. So, this is Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 36, I believe. Yes. That's Arishta Sura. And the whole section is in the purport, and the purport is basically translation of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he's one of our Acharya. He has given extra information on how Radha Kunda came to existence. This is not part of the Srimad Bhagavatam which we have, but to the shloka where after the killing of Arishtasura, Narada Muni went and told Kamsa that, yeah, do something else. To that shloka, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given this amazing Leela which took place. So I will read, try to focus as much as possible and try to be immersed with how this is going on. From the Purana, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has quoted 20 verses describing a joking conversation between Radha and Krishna that took place after Krishna had killed the demon Arishta. Clear? This conversation, so kindly quoted by the Acharya, describes the origin of Radha Kunda and Shyama Kunda, Radha's and Krishna's bathing ponds. The verses are as follows. I'll only read it in English. The innocent young gopis said, "Ah, Krishna, don't touch us now. O killer of a bull, alas, even though Arishta was a terrible demon, still he was a male cow. So you will have to undergo atonement, just as Lord Indra did after killing Vritrasura. But how can you purify yourself without going to the trouble of visiting every single holy place in the 3 worlds? Because in the Vedic life, killing of cow is the worst possible negative activity which anybody can do. Now Krishna, who is Govinda, the gopis are telling, what sort of Govinda are you? You just killed a cow. And Krishna was like, really? I killed a demon. The gopis said, yeah, perhaps, but still in the form of a cow. You need to atone Krishna. Krishna replied, why should I have to wander throughout the entire universe? I will at once bring all the countless pilgrimage places here and take my bath in them. Just watch. With this, Lord Mukunda struck his heel on the ground. Yes, Sarthak. So this is some extraordinary thing which Krishna just did right in front of their eyes. He's like, I don't need to go everywhere. I'll bring everybody here. So with his heel, just he struck the ground. And then what happens is next. Then he said, this is the water of the Bhogavati river coming from the Patala region. And now, O holy places, all of you, please come here. the Supreme Lord had spoken these words, all the holy places went there and appeared before him. Krishna then addressed the gopis as follows. Yeah. So the water from lower planetary system, Patala, still very pure, Bhogavati river, that came when Krishna struck the ground. Yeah, that came up. And Krishna says, okay, not just this, bring all the other ones also. Please, all of you come. All the holy places, whoever is there, please come. So Krishna is telling to the gopis now, see all the holy places. The gopis are saying, we don't see any of them. Then, those best of the holy places, joining their palms in supplication, spoke up. I am the salt ocean. I am the ocean of milk. I am the Amara Dirghika. I am the river Shona. I am the Sindhu. I am the Tamraparni. I am the holy place Pushkara. I am the river Saraswati. And we are the Godavari, Yamuna and Reva rivers, the confluence of rivers at Prayaga. Just see our waters. So all the holy places, they came one by one in front of the gopis because they told, what are you saying, Krishna? We don't see anybody. Right? So everybody came, offered their respects, principally to Srimati Radharani, and then they all are here now. And they filled the pond, which Krishna made a ditch basically with his heel strike. And it's filled. It became a pond. After purifying himself by bathing, Lord Hari became quite arrogant and said, I have produced a pond containing all the various holy places, whereas you gopis must never have executed any religious duties on this earth for the pleasure of Lord Brahma. Then Srimati Radharani addressed her girlfriends as follows. I must create an even more beautiful pond. So go to work. Having heard these words, the gopis saw that Arishtasura's hoofs had dug a shallow ditch just west of Shri Krishna's pond. So a big pond was created, Shamkund, and there was a big ditch which was created by the hoof print of Arishtasura. So they decided, we will make our pond here. At that nearby spot, all the gopis began digging up lumps of soft mud with their hands. They used their bangles. Yeah. Like, I have a bangle. They used like this. They started digging the bangles. And in this way, a divine pond manifested in the short span of an hour. Yeah? But no water. There was just a bigger ditch. Krishna was astonished to see the lake they produced, but there was no water. He said, go ahead, lotus-eyed one, you and your companions should fill this pond with the waters from mine. And there is no water there. Take waters from mine, then fill it up. But Radha replied, no. This is impossible. Since the water of your pond is contaminated by your terrible sin of killing a cow. It's already impure. You took your bath there. All your sins are there in that water now. We take that water, we'll become more sinful. We don't want this. I will have my countless gopi companions bring the pure water from the Mansi Ganga here in billions of pots. In this way, I'll fill this lake with my own water and thus make it renowned, unequaled in the entire world. And eventually they started trying to fill. But whatever water they were pouring, it was all just getting drained totally. It was not sticking up. So they became exhausted. Bringing the whole supply chain was set up from Mansi Ganga. If you have been to Govardhan, Radha Kunda is towards the end of Govardhan Parikrama, sort of. If Govardhan is the shape of number 8. So usually people start in the middle of that 8 number and then they go around and then you hit places like Govinda Kunda, Surabhi Kunda and Mukharavinda, and then you come and then take around and then you hit like Uddhava Kunda and then Radha Kunda, Sham Kunda, you go around and then there is Kusum Sarovar, Mansi Ganga, and then you come back. So it's in one of the end, sort of. Imagine number 8 and then the sort of end of it, circular. That's where Radha Kunda is, Sham Kunda is, and then around that, in little distance, is Mansi Ganga. So they had set up a full pots carrying gopis coming and throwing water consistently, but all the water was just getting drained off. It was not sticking at all. So then Lord Krishna gestured to a heavenly personality who was an intimate associate of all the holy places. So there was a guy, an associate of all the holy places.